about to witness a seismic event. Now, let the party begin.
Your healthy radio addiction starts now.
Hollywood's Motorcycle Madhouse on iHeartRadio.
And welcome to the show. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Looks like we had a president that passed away. Number 41, George Bush, man. Our sympathies go out to the family. He was actually a pretty damn good president, man. Towards the end of his life, he was out there acting like it was 50, man. Out there skydiving and all that good stuff. Did you guys see that picture of his dog? His dog laying in front of the casket, man? I gotta tell you, freaking animals are better than humans any day of the week. Oh, man, let me tell you. But today we got a pretty good show today. We are going to have the director of motorcycle awareness on from the ABATE of Michigan. It's going to be a pretty good interview, I'm hoping. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Also, before we get to that, we are going to get to a little news of what's going on around the world. Usually I have to talk about bad stuff, but let's talk about some good stuff right now. This article has to do with a motorcycle club, a union, and a non-profit that are making some youth smile. And that is awesome at Christmas time. And this is by Kimberly Kafu, Chinese, yellow man. Anyway, hey, I didn't say that. Hey, no offense. But anyway, fluffing out his brilliant red suit edged in white with a matching hat. The only thing protecting him from the rain, Santa hoped that he could ride his motorcycle, his Harley-Davidson Road King, early Saturday and roared through the streets of Cordelia, an escort of leather-clad elves behind him. Operation Christmas Joy was in full swing, and the reward? The smiles of hundreds of Salino youths awaited. That is awesome right there. Congratulations, guys, on a great run. You look like you donated about $500 from a couple businesses like Coast Landscape Management. The Bad Boys MC were in there. Never heard of them, so don't email me asking about them. Anyway, it's great that the source was the reporter on that one. And again, it's always good to be able to talk about the good going on in the motorcycle community instead of the bad all the time. But let's get to our story of the day. Now, everybody knows I'm doing a piece, a series, whatever you want to call it, over on Insane Throttle, and it's called Cops Gone Bad, because we got a lot of people out there that want to go off on 1%er clubs, 3-piece patch clubs, mom and pop clubs. All of them wanted to call him criminal and all that kind of crap. So we're just going to have to put the other side of the story out there. Because if you think that men and women on blue are freaking straight up, you're crazy. This one by Joshua Brown. It is titled Cops Steal Drugs and Money While Trying to Cover It Up. A West Palm Beach, Florida officer is accused of stealing more than $1,000 from a man during an October 2018 traffic stop. The officer also stole ecstasy pills from the man. Now, everybody might be thinking that this is, oh no, they don't do... Come to the streets of Chicago. This happens every day, man. They'll shake you down, get your money, get your drugs, and go have a party afterwards. So this ain't new in Chicago. West Palm Beach officer Nicole Palladino, 30, turned herself into the county jail. I bet she's going to be popular behind bars after a warrant was issued for her arrest. She received the Award of Valor this summer for pursuing an armed suspect. Now she is on the wrong side of the law. They found, $1,003 in Centilio's pockets, placed it in an evidence bag, and gave it the bag to Polino, and it went missing. So, man, these people do worse than we do, man. Let me tell you. So how are we doing in the chat room, everybody? We are on Facebook and Twitter or Periscope, whatever it is. We are going one thing at a time right now. We're leading up to the big event on the 14th where we got a full boat of a show going on. Do we? We're going to have the Tramps on. We're going to have Ginger and the Girls. And we're also going to have Black Dragon and Dave Walters on the show. Party is going to be flaming up. And hopefully we're going to get a good telethon going to help Neon out. Shave the patch. Right on, Sinister. Save the patches. All right. Haven't got any updated news on that yet. I didn't get to check in to see if anything was going down on that front right now. But as soon as we know, you will know. Lastly, before we go to our interview. Now, this is another thing that really upsets me. See, the cops, they're always all over the 1%er stuff. And this is actually going to go up in Canada. This just happened. And I'm going to tell you the reason why this is actually... It's phenomenal. These cops waste the time when there's other really bad stuff out there going on right now. And I'll read that article after this video real quick.
700 Hells Angels members and sympathizers are here for their annual national meeting, the Canada Run.
We have no idea why they chose Saint Charles Richelieu. What we know is they're moving from one province to another one, so they decide Quebec.
Tough to imagine this church parking lot has seen many armored trucks over the years. Or police helicopters for that matter, but with hundreds of members of a notorious criminal organization coming together in a show of force, comes police officers from far and wide showing their strength too. The mayor is not worried at all.
It looked worse than what it is. It's going very well.
He's also reassured by the fact the meeting is about 10 kilometers from the town center on private property.
So we don't see them.
And on the one road that leads there, police have set up a checkpoint. Nobody gets anywhere near there without getting ID'd and having their photo taken. The Sûreté du Québec, Montreal Police, Ontario Provincial Police, Quebec City Police, and RCMP are just some of the forces watching closely and taking photos. This man who lives just a few hundred meters from all the action says Hells Angels members came to warn him there would be a big party. He says they were respectful. In spite of all the action, he says he's not worried. I asked a few people who showed up here wearing Hells Angels t-shirts if they had a comment. They told me they were just here to pick some corn. As of 5 p.m. on Saturday, the SQ said there had been one arrest and that they had given 300 tickets for traffic-related offenses, including driving on the shoulder and illegal mufflers. Dan Spector, Global News, Saint Charles.
Now, why would I bring something up like this if this happened this past summer? And this is exactly the reason. Now, this ain't only in Canada, but it's here in the United States. It's over in Oz. It's over in Germany when these kind of national runs get together. Not only 81, but all the other big 1% clubs as well. And you seen they had helicopters there. They had all kinds of crap. It was like a damn military invasion over there. And what I really think they should do is focus their attention on this kind of crap and leave the people that aren't out there doing any harm to anybody the hell alone. And this is a story that just broke, and it's by Catherine Rodriguez. 6 members of the MS-13 gang are accused of butchering a Massachusetts teenager with a knife as they were chopping wood. The gang members were charged in a Boston federal courtroom with racketeering in connection with the August 2nd slaying of 17-year-old Ernest Riveras, a 17-year-old kid. Now, let me get, when I was coming up, it was always leave the women and kids alone. But these kind of animals, and yeah, they're right to call them that, are going after kids like that, like they're some kind of freaking adults. That's MS-13 for you. Authorities discovered the teen's body in a wooded area of Lynn, a suburb located nearly 4 miles away from Boston. Court documents state that one of the suspects stabbed Riveras, yeah, that's how it is. Sorry about that on one of them days. With such force, his knife became warped during the attack. he became warped during the attack. That's how much he was stabbing this kid. Prosecutors believe the MS-13 members, many of whom are illegal aliens. No, we don't have a problem with illegals in our country. Murdered him because he was thought to be cooperating with law enforcement. One of the 6 suspects, a 19-year-old Salvadorian national named Henry Gutierrez, had evaded deportation the month before the murder. So, you think these cops, instead of going around, wasting all them resources, all them helicopters, making such a fuss, would actually go after the real criminals. But that don't happen here in the States, and I guess it don't happen in Canada, it don't happen in Oz. No, instead they're out on the West Coast wasting millions of our taxpayer dollars on a case they know if they even initially win at the district level, it's going to be overturned somewhat during the freaking appeals process. But that's the way our government is. They like wasting money on stuff that ain't actually affecting the community. Instead, they got these animals, these MS-13s that are chopping up little kids. Now, what's that tell you about MS-13? Well, it tells you they're a bunch of punks going after kids. That's what it's telling you. They have no honor. They have no loyalty. They have nothing. You know, to go and chop up a kid who's 17 years old because they think he's cooperating is a bunch of shit. And what's even worse is they could have stopped this if he was caught and he wasn't an illegal alien. And like they said, a month before all this went down, they were looking to get him. Now, what's that tell you about our sanctuary cities here in the United States? And for those who go around, they're always talking about the Constitution, Constitution. Well, you know, the federal government has jurisdiction over immigration. That is not a state thing. That's been long settled. But for these people to go out there and give sanctuary status to freaking animals like this is unreal. Do you ever notice that they never, ever give the families of the victims a freaking shot on TV? No, CNN, MSNBC, and all these other ones, they will never let it see the light of day. And that's what's terrible about our media right now, because they don't give both sides of the story. They will never ever do that. They're propaganda machines now. And this is just sad that in this country that something like this can happen. And all the while, they're going after 1%er clubs that you never would see one of them out there chopping up a freaking kid. Now, come on, give me a break. Who do we got in the chat room, by the way? What we got here? Dan, how you doing, everybody? Mike, how you doing? You're damn right. The Constitution is for citizens of this country, not illegals. I never seen. If anybody can find that anywhere in the Constitution, can you please forward that to me? I would really appreciate that. Let's go to Ask Hollywood real quick before the interview comes up. Got a couple more minutes here. Stephen Saint Amand. Hey, this one was off the Facebook page, it looks like. Funny how club members threaten violence on kids for wearing SOA patches and threaten violence on regular people for wearing patches for a club they started, but now they want help to keep theirs. F that, they can all burn. Well, you know what? We went through that argument on last Friday, and it's kind of becoming redundant. If you feel that way, and if you feel like you want to put on a patch, go put one on, and then back it up. But don't go crying when it don't go your way. That's basically what I have to say to that, because it is kind of getting redundant, hearing all these people that, for one, you tell he never wore a freaking patch. And he's just butthurt. But let's see here. It's sad I'm not even an MC, and I'm definitely not a 1%er, but I would have fellow bikers' backs better than some of their so-called brothers I've never seen or said shit. Now that has to do with though the one video that we did with all those rats that were going against the national and the former national and the former national P of the Banditos, where it was like rat after rat after rat after rat. And I can actually, a lot of people say, well, how can you keep defending that kind of stuff? Well, there is still a lot of honor. Just because there's a few in a freaking chapter that's a freaking rat, don't go against the whole club as a whole. It's just the way this freaking society's become, this country's become, where there is no honor. See, if you know you're getting into a game, usually you take, responsibility for your actions. You don't go out there, play the game, expect all the freaking, all the stuff that comes along with it, all the spoils, if you will, and then turn around when you get caught and go down the freaking gutter like some freaking rat does. Usually people don't do that, but I wish snitches were a dying breed, Ironhead, but mostly nowadays they're more prevalent than I've ever seen. And it actually happens at a high level now because, people just can't sit there and do their time. Rock on. I got a message that came right through. Sorry about that, guys. But, yeah, it is quite sad that when people get in the game, they got to turn and run and shit like that. So it ain't cool at all. Well, it used to be, Dan, where you kept your mouth shut and you did your time. It used to be where you would give them your name and your social security number and your birth date at the most. Other than that, it was get me my lawyer and shut the hell up, man. That's just the way it used to be, and it's not that way anymore with a lot of shit going down out there. But that is the questions section. Let me give old boy a ring here, see if he's ready for his interview. And again, this is going to be about ABATE here. And, as everybody knows, I really think ABATE is one of the must-join organizations out there. Let's see here. I got it all messed up or what here? Hold on, guys. I'm getting it all screwed up. I'm trying to do two things at once here. I should have a freaking producer here, man, with me. Instead, they set up the show and they go home on me. Let's see what we got going here. And we're calling.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? This is Hollywood. What's up, Hot Rod?
Hello, Hollywood, man. I'm having a hard time seeing you, brother.
Hey, how you doing, man?
There you go. Got you now.
All right, man. Are you you're not on speaker or any of that, are you?
Yeah. You want me to take it off?
Yeah, that'd be better if you can, man. You'd hear better on that.
Okay. Gotcha. Go ahead, Dave.
Hi, man. You there?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, buddy? You're on air with us on Motorcycle Madhouse.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm excited, actually, to get a chance to get out and spread the word about ABATE. We call it ABATE. Some guys call it ABATE. I don't give a shit what they call it. It's ABATE.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, man, we're trying to, do all we can to save lives here. I got a RC with me. We call them our regional coordinators. They're like the president of each region.
Oh, rock on.
His name is George Bannett. He'll talk to you a little bit about memberships and how we're trying to get young kids coming in. I am what's called Hot Rod, the State Awareness Director, and we're trying to let the public know about sharing the road and trifolds that we give out to everybody. Man, we go to teaching classes for driver's ed, which we do for an hour, sometimes up to 2, depending on how things go. Typically, we'll teach from 500 to 1,500 students per region. We have 22 regions in the state of Michigan. Man, we go to senior centers, We go to festivals. We go to county fairs to spread the word, try to save lives, man.
Rock and roll, man. Now, ABATE is one of the biggest organizations in the biker community for biker rights, and I'm one of the biggest supporters of ABATE. I think anybody that rides a bike should be a member of ABATE. Now, am I right in that assumption?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, what are some of the membership perks if somebody's looking to get involved in ABATE? Can you give a little general overview of membership, meetings, all that good stuff?
Oh, absolutely. If you join ABATE, you end up with $3,500 accidental death insurance. You got access to a lawyer free of charge. You could call and ask him questions regarding motorcycle rights or accidents or whatever. He has their own, personal injury deal. We have events that we go to. We have our, what we call the seminar, which we do in January, which is for 3 days. We have the MRF will be there, the representative from the AMA. We'll have representatives from other organizations. We have a field meet, which we get together and listen to your podcast talking about having a good time with ABATE. We do know how to have a good time.
Oh, my God. You guys know how to party, let me tell you. I know at least in the Chicago one, you guys can throw down.
But hey, I'll tell you what, I'm kind of new at this stuff. It's okay to call you Dave, right?
Nah, I'm Hollywood, man.
Okay, right? No, I got to get it straight because I'm 65 years old. But dude, I know respect and how to do things, but I didn't catch that I'm supposed to call you Hollywood, and I apologize.
No problem, man. Where'd you get Dave? Where'd you get Dave from, man? I'm James Hollywood Machikari, man.
Man, he comes up. David Mann on Legend.
Rock and roll, man. Go ahead.
So anyways, we have a Freedom Rally in Lansing that we do. We always get all the local senators and House representatiors that come to our meeting. They get free pizza and pop, and who don't like something free, right?
No shit, man.
And these guys, they're all over it. They come in and grab their pizza and shit. We hit them up. We're having issues right now with our legislation regarding House Bill 4306, which ABATE got pushed through for a $2.50 extra tax, or a fee, I should say. Let me correct that. It's a fee on when you get your license plate or, you get your endorsement.
Right.
And it's up to $275,000, and our friggin' government can't even figure out how to spend the money, and they want to do a study. And our president, Vince, is just mind-boggling that they want to waste our money. But we could get with 5 different states that have already done these studies, and they actually want to give us stuff for free.
Now, is that kind of like what's going down in Texas? I know Texas has that writers' fund that looks like it's getting messed up by the government. Anything that government handles gets screwed up, but it's kind of the same down the lines, isn't it? Where it's supposed to be
yes,
spent
it is.
on
Actually, it's
motorcycle safety.
Go ahead.
It's supposed to be
Hollywood. It's supposed to be about what do you call PACs, where you political. What the hell is that word for that, George? That we use on that
political action committee.
We put up billboards. We want to put out stuff to the public about sharing the road. We want spots where there's accidents, a lot of accidents for motorcyclists, to put up a sign, stuff like that, which doesn't cost a whole hell of a lot, but just these dumbasses got to get up off their butts and do it.
Right. Well, one of the biggest, now when I was coming up, I first got started and stuff. This is way back in dinosaurs age. You probably too, man. You're probably a T-Rex at 65. I'm maybe just a little, a rhinoceros or some shit. But,
right on.
When we were coming up, we didn't have the problem that they have now. These people, these cagers, and they're texting. How many people are we going to lose over these people who can't stay off the damn phone and text?
It's awful.
Do we have anything in the pipeline from ABATE trying to fight the texting?
Oh, absolutely. We do have some things that we're working on right now. We just recently changed our vision statement. It was, of course, we always promote safe operating practices and raising motorist awareness of motorcycles in Michigan, and we changed our vision statement to say that we will work diligently to increase the penalties to anyone who injures or causes a fatality to a motorcyclist or their passenger, and will work with other organizations in order to preserve the universal right to a safe, unrestricted motorcycle environment on a state and national level.
Rock on. Now, what are you guys asking for mandatory minimums?
Well, there's the thing, we've had so many deaths lately in our area alone with people that were distracted driving, hit them head on, mangled them up, killed them, and they said, well, we didn't see them. Our motto is look twice, save a life. Motorcycles are everywhere.
Right.
And we're trying to push that on a national level with the MRF and other organizations to, instead of saying, hey, watch out for motorcycles, look twice. So
now, is the DOT on the federal level involved in this or no?
Yes, absolutely. We're doing all we can. That's why with the monies, we had up to $275,000 for these guys to work with. And they're going to piss away a ton of it to just do a study.
Oh, my God.
Which is awful. Yeah, really. Go figure, right?
Yeah. I'm surprised it hasn't ended up in China or some shit right now, the way they spend
exactly.
stuff. But $275,000, and they want to use it for a study. Where's the other is the other ABATEs helping out on this, or?
Well, see, nationally with the MRF, their biggest issue right now is profiling.
And there's a lot of that going around right now. Texas right now is the damn freaking whole center of that world right now. The profiling. And I'm glad you're a member. You're a member of ABATE. Can you tell my audience? They just think the profiling is just against regular club members, but it goes all around.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no! They don't care what you're wearing. If that officer looks at you and he wants to stop you because you may have a patch on, you may have just a jacket on it says something on the back of it. He pulls you over. He's going over everything, man, with a fine-tooth comb to find any way he can to call you a gang member, or to harass you,
right.
In any manner he can.
Right. Now, where's ABATE, not to get off subject within the Michigan stuff, we'll go right around back to that, but what do you guys think about what's going on with the Mongols out in Cali, man?
Well, we stay up on that shit.
Right. What do you guys, are you guys putting briefs in for that, or how is ABATE involved in helping fight that? Because we got hashtag save the patch now, man, so we're hoping that catches on.
I haven't heard this one, brother. You're gonna have to run it by me.
Yeah, hashtag save the patch, man. Anytime anybody wants to write something down, just put that hashtag save the patch so people are informed. That's what's going on there right now. And what I try to explain to everybody is, not only if a 1%er club loses their patch to something like the government's trying to do right now, but you are with ABATE and you are in a position of power that, can we agree, even if you have an ABATE patch on, they can start pulling you over for that?
Yep.
Can you explain more on that?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, the thing is, we have a representative here. His name is Gene. And he's our MRF representative for the state of Michigan. And that's a big issue with when you mention the meeting of the minds, when you mention going down to Washington, D.C., it's a big deal trying to figure out how we can come up with a law or some sort of, I don't know how do you say it?
Anti-profiling?
Yes, absolutely. Big time.
Now, is that one that's kind of similar to the one that I think it failed just by a couple votes in Cali? But is it going to be something similar to that one, where the cops can't, just because you got a patch or you're on a bike or something like that, profile you?
That's the intention.
Rock on. I really appreciate that,
Man, I'm
Sinister.
telling you, I'm just tickled pink. I got a chance to talk to you because you got a lot of people out there following you because you're a smart ass dude, man.
Yeah, we're worldwide, bud. You guys are welcome on my show anytime. Like I said, I'm huge supporter of ABATE, and if anybody out there is not a part of ABATE, they're out of their freaking mind. Not only because you get, so much for being a member, and as far as, discounts and, stuff that you were talking about, the legislative. If it wasn't for ABATE, guys like me here in freaking Illinois be wearing a damn helmet when I didn't want to. But you guys have fought so hard over the last decades for motorcyclists, for motorcycle rights that, and like you said, you guys know how to party, dude. I love going to an ABATE party, man. Woo! It's old school up in that, man, like there. You got to remember, I love old school stuff, man. I can't stand the big rallies like Daytona or Sturgis because they're too commercialized. But when you go to an ABATE hill climb or a flat track, oh, it's on.
You got that right. we got some stuff that George and I would actually, and I don't know if this is possible or if you do this kind of thing, but if we could meet up over at your place and put us on your podcast so people could see us and talk to us, we'd be willing to do it.
Oh, well, you should have said that. We could, if you got Skype, I could have brought you in tonight like that.
Oh, hell, what's that?
It's Skype. It's a video conference type of deal. It's a free thing. You just dial in. I could have had you on camera with me.
Man, that would have been really cool. But we're gonna do more, trying to keep up with you, Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could get, say, some of our officers that would like to talk legislation with you, or a president, or
you got anybody there? You got anybody there with you now?
Yeah, I do. I got my RC. His name is George Bennett.
Well, throw him on real quick.
He wanted to talk to you a little bit. Here he is, man. Hello,
George. What's up, man? How you doing, buddy?
What's happening in Hollywood?
Not much, man. How's Michigan up there, man? You about as cold as we are here in Illinois?
Yep, just about as cold, I think.
It's probably colder, man. Hey, I remember going through Michigan, man. I was going up for a ride and stuff like that, and, my favorite thing is I like throwing dice. So, I had to go stop at Windsor, go over the bridge and stuff like that. Let me tell you, Getting over there to spend my money was easy. Getting back in this damn country is hard as hell.
Yeah, I don't bother going over that way.
So what do you
it's
got?
Too hard to get back.
What do you got on tap for us, man? What kind of stuff you got?
I'm running Region 14, it's called. I'm one of the largest regions in Michigan right now. My average meetings, I'm averaging 70 people at a meeting. It's more of a family deal. We get involved with different communities, events that they got going on. We actually went to Lansing, and they were going to try to charge each biker an extra $100. So we saved each guy on a motorcycle in Michigan for the last 2 years $100 on their license plate. They were going to try to charge them all the same bullshit fees that they did on their car.
Holy shit.
So you add that up, how many bikes we have in Michigan, ABATE saved them $100 on each license plate.
Man, that is now. What is the yearly tag fee out there? Because out here it's like $200 in Illinois. They a bunch of crooks out here.
Yeah, you can get my plate on my bikes costs $29.
Wow, and how much of that $29 goes into this fund you're talking about?
The fund is only when you renew your license plate and endorsement.
Endorsement? Okay, and how much of that supposedly is supposed to go to the fund?
It works out to be $5 once it goes through the whole thing. I think it's $2 right now.
Okay. And that's where they want to blow it on this study you're talking about.
Yeah, and we can get the same studies from 5 different states for free.
Right.
If it's going to tell you the same thing and they want to blow all the money to find out the same thing they can get for free.
Now, have you talked with your congressional liaison on this?
Yes, we have.
And what's he say?
I'll let Hot Rod discuss that with me.
Okay.
What up, Hollywood?
What's up, Hot Rod? I love that nickname,
what
Hot
you
Rod.
got?
Now, what's your congressional liaison say about, you can get this study for free from 5 different states, but they want to spend the money out of the fund?
That's because they're lazy.
Oh, yeah. we all know that.
They can get everything they need for free from 5 different states. We got New York, we got Pennsylvania, we got other areas that did these studies regarding awareness, and these guys are so damn lazy that we actually go to meetings with these guys, Hollywood, and we'll sit around, and we're called the Michigan Safety Organization, where we actually, come up with how to do the roads safely, what ways can we save lives. And they'll ask them, and they're government-paid employees, where's your report? Well, I don't got one. Look, you're making $50 grand a year. What do you do all day?
Right. Man, that's sad right there.
Dude, it's a silly shit. When you sit around with these guys who's supposed to be educated, they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Man, you know what? That's most politicians nowadays, man. Look the way things are going right now.
Hollywood, you should be a politician, dude. You could do a hell of a job.
Man, they wouldn't let me through the front door, let me tell you.
You might be surprised. You walk in without 10 of your buddies.
Rock on. Well, you guys got any events coming up?
Yeah, we do. We have a seminar coming up in Lansing on the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, 18th, 19th, and 20th. In Lansing at a really nice place. We have some guy that builds motorcycles. We teach awareness classes for a lot of the members who are teaching, new things. We got George putting on how to get members to come to your meeting. I mean, dude, where we're at, if a young man walks in the door, let's say he's 20, 19, you got to be 18 years old to be a member of ABATE.
Right.
And we get a 20-year-old walk in the door, man, we go up and talk to him. We shake his hand. We pat him on the back. We ask him how everything is. We don't treat him, like a probie or nothing.
Right.
He's welcome here, man. This is us. You don't need to have a motorcycle to be an ABATE member. I'd like to see more people of color in our organization. I'd like to see more people who are hell, if they're in wheelchairs, come on in and join us, man, and hang out.
You know what I need to do, man, is get you on one of BD's shows, man. Black Dragon, man. He can help you that way.
Yeah, that dude's, I heard of this guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool cat. Man, I can I'll try to get you an arrangement with him. But now, if somebody wants to become a member of ABATE, how do they go about it?
It's called www.abateofmichigan.org. Then you /join membership. That's it.
Okay. Now, if they're not in Michigan and they're in, say, another state, is there a national site they can go to?
No, but you can go to that state and you just type in ABATE of your state where you're at, because we do have in almost every state, and it'll come up.
Okay, rock on. Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. You guys are welcome on the show anytime you need to get anything out there. I love that. You're a funny guy, Hot Rod. I love guys that are funny.
Hey, brother, I tell you what, you ain't seen nothing yet. You get a couple beers in me, we will have a good time.
Rock and roll, man. When you got a party going on next year during the summertime, man, I'll ride out there, man, and come see you.
I'd like anything more to meet you and discuss things with you, because talking to somebody that makes sense, it just makes my day.
Rock and roll, man. I really appreciate that, man. Well, you tell everybody else over there that's with you that I said hi, and the rest of the audience says hi, and you guys are kicking butt, man. You guys keep on doing it.
Thank you, my friend.
You're the man. Thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Later.
And that was Hot Rod, man. I like that guy. He was pretty freaking cool, wasn't he, people? Hey, we got Dee in the house. What's up there? Anyway, but if you guys want to call in, go ahead and call in. I'll give it a couple minutes on the line before we shut it down. But, yeah, if you haven't joined ABATE, you have to get over there. Like I said, from me, I love the parties. The food is something else when they go to the parties, man. It's an old school barbecue. And if you are young and you've never been, Thanks, Long Rider. You're the man. If you haven't been to a hill climb or a flat track race, you are missing out. Because usually what happens with the flat track and the hill climbs, you got these big parties in the woods, man. It's old school. You got titties flapping everywhere, and it's just a damn good time. And you know what? I've known a lot of ABATE chapters that have thrown these type of events, and it helps you get involved, man. It helps you get involved in your future, because there is a lot of stuff going on right now with, they did a lot with the helmet laws, and now they're doing the profiling stuff, and now they're doing a lot of safety awareness. Where we got here? You're on air. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Hollywood? This is Dan the Man from Kentucky.
Dan the Man! What's up, Homer?
Hey, man, I just want to tell everybody out there who's in the freezing weather, man, stay warm, because us guys in here in California, we're holding it down on our bikes.
That's what I say to you. That's what I say to you right there.
hey, but also I want to say, you know something? I don't even consider myself a biker. I'm just a fucking bad kid on a dyna. But the shit that I've been doing lately, I got 2 toy runs I've been going to. Just went to one out in Temecula. These dudes, these 1%ers, the shit they're doing for all these people, and they're not getting shit for recognition on the news, the media. It's bullshit, man, because you should see all the toys that they're getting inside when they do these runs, and the people that come and hang out. It's a good time. A lot of people just don't have a clue what's going on.
Well, you know what? That is sad, Dan, because just like some of the other stories that I read last week, the Outlaws, they stuffed the food pantry that they didn't need the fill for another quarter or two, I think it was said. And all these kids that are really getting the joy of Christmas because of all the toy runs. And this ain't just the club guys, but this is everybody, the biker community in general. And I think that's one of the biggest things that really upset me when it comes to Leo's is they try to claim that the clubs are using it for, good publicity while going behind and running scams. And that just isn't the case at all, man. It really ain't. And it's just terrible that they don't get their due and don't get, their notice on TV. Let me tell you, it's a freaking shame.
Yeah, it really is, because they put up a good event. They go through a lot of fucking trouble to put all this shit together. I mean, it takes a lot of people to run the shows that they do. I'm talking great bands. Somebody's paying for that shit. I mean, it's just a good goddamn time, and they're not getting there. They're just not getting what they should get, and they're getting a bad rap. I mean, you know what? Who the fuck is perfect, man? I'm not a Bible guy, but what does it say? Don't throw fucking stones if you live in a glass house. None of us are perfect.
Oh, no. Hell no, man. And, this stuff that is happening out by you, actually, in California, man, it might be warm for you right now, but damn, how do you put up with the politicians out there? Jesus.
It's nothing but bullshit, dude. They tax us. They think we're all fucking rich out here. Taxes and taxes and taxes. But, pretty soon we're going to be on 100% tax. Then what are they going to do?
Right.
Try to get blood?
Well, thanks for calling in, Dan. I got somebody else calling in, my man.
All right. Stay dry, man.
You're on air. I guess you're not on air. Let's call them back here. What we got here? We got a Michigan call here. I'm sorry, guys. I wish I had a second line and stuff like that, but, to put a system in like that, man, you're talking big boo-hoo bucks. Let's see what this one has to say. We're going to Michigan. Yellow?
Hello, how are we doing this evening?
Good, you're on the air.
Hey, you're talking with Iceman from Region 6 of ABATE of Michigan. I just heard my man Hot Rod on there. Great show, Hot Rod. Hey, great show for you there, Motorcycle Madness. Hey, what you do for the biker community, you are 100% spot on, man. We do appreciate you and your programs, your videos on YouTube. I just started following them. Thank you so much.
Man, I really appreciate that. Which district of ABATE you with?
I was Region 6's legislative officer, but hang my hat in Region 7. So all the guys out there in ABATE of Michigan, shout out to every single one of you.
Rock and roll, man. Hopefully we get you guys some members, because like I said, you guys kill it, man. I love how you guys are. You're nice, you're family orientated, and you have some of the best events around, man. So there's a lot to be involved with ABATE with, and especially now with, like I said, I love your motorcycle awareness program, especially when it comes to this texting, because we just had to do a story where one of the bikers were killed because somebody was texting and stuff like that, and that's going on all over the country. So you guys are kicking butt, man.
Well, and that's the thing. And I'm not just saying ABATE of Michigan, because I'm kind of partial. But the thing about it is that all in the United States, all the ABATEs. I mean, the team that we have in the state of Michigan for awareness. I mean, the ladies and the guys and the teams that are going to these schools, that are going in there and teaching these new driver ed classes and stuff, and teaching them to look forward. These old ABATE members and stuff, teaching their grandchildren and their kids and stuff to look out for motorcycles instead of looking out for VW bugs. It's the idea of changing the mindset. And we're getting out in that community, and we're letting the legislation in Michigan know that we're not going away, that we're keeping track on what they do, the politicians, our representatives, our senators, that the ABATE of Michigan is not going away. We're going to make sure that when you get into office, that we're going to follow you. We're going to make sure that you get legislation passed that's going to help keep everyone's safe and move the process forward.
Right. Now, how are you guys doing with the younger generation, 18 to 25-year-olds? Are you starting to get a lot more of those in, or has ABATE still got a lot of work to do with that?
Well, me being a young member as I am myself, being 38, my significant other has been in it since her mom brought her in when she was 10 years old, even though she wasn't legal to be in. She went to the events, helped sell tickets and stuff. And as far as bringing in new members, I mean, we're always looking for new members. We're always looking for the younger generation. And it doesn't matter what you ride. If you ride cruisers, if you ride sport bikes, members of color, it doesn't matter what you ride or who you are. I mean, you can, as long as you give a shit about what you're doing and you're riding and want to help out, hey, come join ABATE, honest to God, because like I said, it doesn't matter. Whatever you ride, if you give a shit and care about going out there and letting people know, hey, I want to be seen and not taken out in the middle of an intersection or a four-way stop, we need everybody.
Hey, my boy Long Rider, man, he wants to know if you guys can kill that helmet law in Jersey for him, man. He has nice hair.
we've actually been asked a few times and stuff by other ABATEs of different states and stuff. And I mean, I don't want to step on any toes here, but as far as helping out, and I believe some of our board of directors and in the legislation area, our legislative directors have actually talked to a few of the members in other states to help them with that. And it's funny because our state legislative officer, Jim Rhodes, is one of the longest standing members and helped to bring ABATE and the community to go into the legislation and start talking with these guys. I mean, with helping out with the guys in ABATE of Wisconsin and Indiana and Ohio. And so, yeah, the information's out there, and anybody needs help and stuff, I'm sure we're more than willing to help do what we can do. But the thing is busting down the doors and making the phone calls and getting to know who your representatives are, your senators, and building that communication with them. Because when we walk into Lansing and they see us with our black shirts on, they know who we are, and they ask us about pieces of legislation and what we think about it before they go and you can't buy that kind of power.
Right. Hey, I just had a question from Facebook from John Stapleton or Stoughton. I can't see his last name, but he wants to know what the difference between ABATE and AMA is.
Oh boy. I'd like to answer that question. So without going and stepping on any toes again, I probably aren't the right person to ask that question as far as my knowledge base. The AMA is a motorcycle organization, the same as ABATE. But like I said, and I apologize.
But the AMA basically is one of the big sanctioning bodies that started off for flat track and dirt track. They do a little bit motorcycle rights, but it's not as much as I believe ABATE does. ABATE's really out there killing it. You know, and I am quite disappointed in AMA because they actually came out in contrast to what ABATE is, where loud pipes save lives. AMA is, okay, you know, we don't believe in the loud pipes and all that kind of stuff. You know, that one freaked me out there.
Well, the AMA and stuff actually has worked in conjunction and stuff with the ABATE. Actually, like I said, Jim Rhodes, our legislative director for the state, told me quite a few stories and stuff about their meetings back in the late 70s, early 80s with the AMA and the ABATE. So, and we still have AMA show up to a lot of our events and stuff, and as far as like our state seminar that we have going on in January, AMA will be there, as well as some representatives from the MRF, which is the Motorcycle Riders Foundation, which is like a national ABATE, kind of in a way.
Right. Now, you're talking about this is in January. Now, who's invited to that? Is that like a state ABATE rally, or is it just a convention?
That is our first state of Michigan. That is our state. Pretty much we get together and we go over things, what we need to take care of for the next upcoming year, what we've done in the past year, and pretty much just a good time for the ABATE members to get together and visit family and friends that we haven't seen for the past year and stuff. And that's usually what state seminar is. They do breakout sessions, traffic accidents and stuff, first responders on the scene. They do some breakdowns on our motorcycle safety course and our awareness classes. Hot Rod does a great seminar on that. We do legislation, what we can do with the upcoming, with the new reps and senators coming in for the year. And it's like I said, it's a great learning experience. I believe you have to be an ABATE member though to attend, but I don't see anybody where they've been turned away for signing up at the door if they want to participate.
Now, you know what? I actually forgot to ask. How much does it cost to become an ABATE member?
State membership, I don't have a pamphlet with me right now in front of me, but I believe we're looking at about $25 for the year. It's like 45 or 50, I think, for. And I apologize because I'm probably definitely giving the wrong information as far as.
No, that's all right. We just had Jeff over on Facebook. He said AMA is more of a national organization, where ABATE is more of a state type of deal. MR,
right.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And Jeff just came back. Usually $25 a year for membership for ABATE.
Right. I usually sign up and stuff when me and the old lady sign up. We usually sign up for 2 years at a time and stuff. So it's like about $74 for a couple signing up for 2 years. We just do it that way. It makes it easier than that for us.
So, do they got a lifetime membership?
They do have a lifetime membership. Pamphlet right here. This might be old information. We're looking at new membership is usually single is around $25 a year, couple is $45 a year. I believe that went up a little bit. 2 years, like I said, is $40 per person, $74 for a couple. Lifetime membership is 15 times the annual membership per person. Life membership for a couple is the same thing, but 15 times the annual membership of what a couple is.
Oh, rock on, rock on. Now, all that money goes to the state coffers, or does it go, towards the legislative efforts? How's that go?
That goes back to pretty much the organization that gets divvied up through the funds and stuff to take care of the programs and stuff that we help to put on, stuff like the awareness and such of that nature.
Rock on. Now, do you got a big state rally each year? That a state rally?
Yes. Well, like I said, besides the state seminar, they also put on a welcome and a congratulation good time event, which is a state field meet. And they've been doing the state field meet now way longer than me and Mom has been members. But that's kind of the big event, and that's during summertime, a little bit warmer, where seminars in January, we're still kind of wearing winter coats and boots up in this area, except for our president. He still rides in on his motorcycle with the side cart and everything. So
right. I just had a question from Montana. My man Bugs. He says ABATE seems to be non-existent there. Is that because there's no helmet laws or no inspections, or?
I honestly am not really 100% sure. I was not actually sure that there was not an ABATE in any of the states. I thought pretty much every state had an ABATE. I mean, Bugs can do some checking and stuff on possibly, and try to think of who we could talk to and stuff about finding an ABATE in Montana. But if there isn't one for sure, I'm sure he can get in touch with some of us over here and possibly figure out how to start an ABATE over in Montana, because I'm sure it would definitely help. It probably deal with just because of the amount of area and stuff that's in Montana, more fields and ranches and stuff. But again, Alaska, they have an ABATE too, and right out of Juneau. So I'm sure if Alaska has an ABATE, I'm sure Montana could get one as well.
Right. Now, I forgot, before I let you go, man, I forgot to get your website address.
Oh, yeah, it's ABATE of Michigan, www.abateofmichigan.org.
Rock on. Awesome. And Ironhead, he wanted to know if ABATE ever goes to the Easy Riders Rodeo in Michigan.
Actually, to tell you the truth, and this would be a story and stuff that my significant other could tell you. ABATE of Michigan actually used to run security back in the olden days for the Easy Rider Rodeo. I don't believe they do it anymore, but yes, there is some ABATE presence at the rodeo. We're actually talking about making a promise to a passed-on member here of going this coming year. So yes, there's definitely an ABATE presence at the rodeo, and should be this coming year as well.
Rock on, man. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, man, and becoming a part of the channel. And like I say, man, ABATE rocks. It's the best thing around.
Hey, I do appreciate the time, and like I said, hopefully I answered the questions as best as I could. And like I said, you do a hell of a job for the biker community. Keep it going, man, and the clubs and all that and stuff. Like I said, don't be afraid to check out the collaboration of clubs for the clubs out there. Check out the Motorcycle Riders Foundation. I mean, we're all in this together, whether you're a club member or patch member, whatever you are. Because if not, Washington D.C. and our state governments don't care what the hell we ride. We don't mean nothing to them. So we got to make sure that we show them that we're out there and that we give a shit. So thank you so much.
Rock on, man. Thanks for being on the show.
Hey, have a good night. Thank you.
You too, buddy. And that is the show for today, Monday, 12/3. I appreciate you guys all being in the chat room with me tonight. Great questions and great concerns out there. But if you haven't checked out ABATE, go ahead. Each state has a website, and like I said, it's an awesome organization. But until tomorrow, I'll catch you guys later.